Hey friends, welcome back to Safe at Homestead. It's always nice to have you here with me. If this is your first time visiting, my name is Elena and welcome. I am mini-steading here in the desert of New Mexico. I had some week. I was determined to get certain things done, and my week started out really calm and relaxing, and then quickly just got a little bit chaotic, and that's because well, there was just a lot to do, and some of the things were, for me, not optional. For example, I had to get wood. I could have gotten it later, but I wanted to get it when I did. The mister took a few days off from work, and I wanted to take advantage of him being home to do that. So we made 3 trips to go get firewood, and they are in their respective places now, and I feel better, even though while we were going through it, it was crazy. Also, making a couple of meals to put on my shelves or in my freezer was something I really wanted to get done this week. I really want to try and get a few of those meals prepped and put away every week. I don't have the luxury of spending a whole day doing something, or a whole week doing something, but I can do some things one day and a few things another day, and so that's the way I am doing it here on our little homestead. So I wanted to get that done, and it took a while. It seemed like it took forever to get 4 jars of meals done, and then today I completed 2 different freezer meals. But it's done, and I am excited about it. I'm just gonna go ahead and share with you guys the week and how it transpired. There were some fun moments in there too, of course, and in the end I have 6 more meals to put by already, which I am really grateful for. So even though it took work, and even though it seemed a little bit crazy at times, it was done. Are you guys putting meals by? Are you preparing in any way, buying extra things at the store, just in case things go a little bit crazy this winter, just in case something happens job-wise for you or your family, just in case you're not feeling well and somebody can go take something out of the freezer or off a pantry shelf to make. Let me know in the comments if you guys are doing anything like that. All right, I'm gonna leave you guys with this video, and I hope you enjoy it. See you in the next one. What are you doing in my green stock? Didn't I do this before, where I mixed the onions with the celery and wondered why I did it that way? Okay, it'll be all right. His hobby is getting wood. Let me show you. It seems like ages ago when I showed you guys the little yellow flowers on this Russian olive tree. There were more flowers than I even saw. So there's quite a few olives on here. I'm still researching to find out how to prepare them, because according to what I've read, they are not your typical olives. You guys are so cute. What are you doing in my green stock? Okay, so the first thing that we're going to work on is beef stroganoff. I am not going to use a scale or anything because I can only do 2 jars. I had 2 packages of this beef, but I ended up using one for dinner the other day. So we're going to just make 2 quarts, and so I will just divvy up the meat half and half. You know what? Let me check the package wrapper again to make sure how many pounds of meat I had here. Okay, just under 2. There's not that many ingredients, oops, in this recipe, so okay, I'm going to call that good. And next is half a cup of onions and half a cup of mushrooms. And then I think it's 1, let's see, I think it's 1 clove of garlic. Okay, it's 1 clove of garlic in each. These are pretty big cloves. 2 tablespoons of tomato paste in each jar. And now for the spices. This one was really easy, right? Oh, the Worcestershire sauce. How much? 4 tablespoons. 1 sec. That's 4 tablespoons split between the 2 jars, so 2 tablespoons in each. That sounds like a lot. Let me double check. Yep, okay. One, 2. You guys hear that chicken? She has been going at it for, I don't know, about 30 minutes. Did she hear me talking about her? Okay, now the spices. Salt, let's start with that. 1 teaspoon each. Oh, you guys, I didn't even start warming up any broth. 1 sec. I just had a thought. A little bit too late. I already poured the broth into this pan. I should have saved myself a pan and just poured the broth directly into here. So if I do everything cold and put it into a cold canner, that will be fine. You just can't put cold stuff into a hot canner or hot stuff into a cold canner. So let's continue with the spices. We did salt, so let's do pepper next, and that's half a teaspoon. Next, we already did the Worcestershire sauce. Thyme. We don't have thyme, but I was researching what I can use as a substitute. So many different things. Parsley, but parsley is already on the list. Marjoram, basil, and I love basil, so we're gonna go with basil. So how much do we need? 1 tablespoon, 1 teaspoon each. This is my dried basil from last year. It smells so good. Let's see. And just a little bit more. And then after that, a teaspoon of parsley. And I already put the garlic cloves in. It said sliced, I just noticed, but that's okay. I'm sure it'll still infuse the flavor. And then beef broth. So let's add the beef broth. I made way more beef broth than I needed last time I canned beef, so I have a little bit, well actually I had quite a bit left over. Let's debubble and make sure that our headspace is right, and then I'll be right back. Okay, that's done, and let's get our lids on. Oh, first let's clean. I only have 4 lids left, so I can only make 4 jars. The mister is bringing home some lids for me. Okay, lids, rings, in the pot. The water in there is barely warm. Let's see if I have enough chicken broth to make my next 2 recipes. Okay, nope. Oh, I don't have enough. I only have like 3/4 cup of chicken broth. So time to text the mister, and I will ask him to bring some better than bouillon chicken, because that is the easiest and fastest way for me to get some broth. And I will turn the canner off. I don't think I want to run the canner with just 2 jars, so I will put those in the refrigerator and just wait till I have 4. I said next 2 recipes. It's really just 1 recipe, but with 2 jars. Hey friends, it is 2 days later, believe it or not. The mister did bring home the chicken broth, it was late, and I just did not get back to finishing up this canning project. And then the next day started a 2-day conference for, it's a business conference for and so I spent the day yesterday at that conference. I am attending virtually. And today I am doing the same thing, except for I decided to use the intermission to get this chicken dinner canned. Well, I won't say I'm not hungry. I am a little bit hungry. I haven't eaten yet today, but I really, really want to get this done. So, ooh, this is a strong onion. So I am getting this chicken dinner done. I'm doing 2 more of the chicken and gravy. And this will make 4 of the next 21 meals that I am trying to do. So did I mention that between the meals that we made last week and the ones that I already had on my pantry, that was 21. So I completed that 3-week goal, plus I have enough stuff for 21 breakfasts. So yeah, we're moving on to the second 3 weeks. So let me grab the chicken and cut that up, and then we will stuff this can or these jars together. Okay, so I went ahead and weighed the meat out, and the reason I weighed it is because it was over 2 pounds, and I thought that there would be a little bit left to maybe stir fry a lunch for the mister or something, but it turns out it was pretty close to 2 pounds. So all right, I have 1 pound in each jar, and I'm going to put half the potatoes. Let's see. And then didn't I do this before, where I mixed the onions with the celery and wondered why I did it that way? Okay, it'll be all right. I'm just going to put half a cup of each, and it doesn't matter if there's a little more onion in one and a little more celery in one. Not that big a deal, Elena. Okay. And the next thing to go in is the spices. So let's get that. I don't remember the spices, so let me check the recipe. All right, so salt, pepper, poultry season, and red wine vinegar. I don't have red wine vinegar, and I don't have poultry season. And I think the last time I did it, I put in oregano and paprika in place of the poultry season. This time I'll put parsley and paprika. So 1 teaspoon of salt, oh, 2 teaspoons of salt. Let's check again. Yes, it's 2 teaspoons, but divided between the 2 jars. 1 teaspoon of pepper, so that's half a teaspoon in each jar. And the poultry season was 1 teaspoon in each jar. So a teaspoon of parsley. I probably should have put a half a teaspoon of parsley because it would be a total of 1 teaspoon of the spice, but that's okay. All right, next is the broth. I just added some more water to the canner and moved it off the heat because it started boiling already, and that's not good for these jars that were in my refrigerator. We don't want to put cold jars in boiling water. Okay, broth. The mister bought this. He could not find the better than bouillon, so this is what we're going to use. Where is my I'm going to do 1 inch of headspace. Oops, that's a little too much. We'll see. Oh no, it's okay. All right, I am going to debubble and then we'll put the lids on. But before we put lids on, we have to clean our rims. Okie doke. All right, put away the spices and check the canner before I put these jars in. Okay, so what I did in the interest of saving time is I poured the hot water out of the canner and refilled it with cool water because I have to get back online and I do want to grab a little bite to eat. So these are in the canner for an hour and a half, and then we'll have 4 more meals to put on the shelf. Crazy day, crazy day. Finally getting around to share this with you. These are my 2 jars of beef stroganoff, and these are 2 more jars of chicken and gravy. You guys remember that I put these in the fridge because I didn't want to just can 2 jars or use my canner for 2 jars, so I was waiting till I was able to put the chicken dinners in there. So anyway, here they are. I took them out this morning. Was it this morning? Everything is running together. Okay, yeah. So I took them out this morning. I washed them, and while they were processing, I had some apples going in here, and these are some apples that I got from a friend's tree, but I didn't pick them. I didn't have time to go do that, and so another friend of mine who went to pick some for her own picked some from me. They sat in my refrigerator for a while, and so yeah, I had to hurry up and do something with them. So last night I cored them. Well, I didn't really core them. I just cut bad parts off and then cut them into pieces. I didn't even take the peel off, and then I threw the core out and whatever bad part I didn't want to use. And I made some apple butter, and I think that I will be able to get another half pint. I think I can get another half pint out of here. And nah, maybe just a little bit I will put in a 4-ounce jar, and we can use that now. I am trying to debate whether I'm going to can that or not. I kind of want to can it because I have some apple butter from 2022, I think, and I would love to use that first. I don't know. I'm not sure yet. And then here in this pan we have dinner going. It's my favorite way to make pasta when I'm in a hurry. I just throw everything in one pot. I have a short where I showed how I do that. Let me think about this apple butter. I have you guys here in this little dark corner of my pantry room to share with you what I found. I have 2 jars of apple pie filling. I didn't even know I had that. I actually have 1, 2, 3 jars of apple butter from 2021, not 2022. And then I have 1 jar of apple jam, and then 3 jars of apple sauce. So all of this here is apple stuff from here over. So I definitely want to can those jars that I just did. Hey you guys, it is a windy Saturday. I just wanted to get a video of that for you. Okay, it's a windy Saturday, but we are out here at a friend's home. He's an older gentleman and his hobby is getting wood. Let me show you. He goes to the parks, the national parks, different places, gets felled trees, and there's his wood splitter, splits wood and loads them up like this. And he likes to chip it also and use it on the ground here because we are in the desert. It's just sand, and that way it keeps the sand from blowing away and eroding so much. Yeah, figuring out which wood we want. Last year we got mulberry and it didn't do such a great job. It was aged 3 years, but it was very sappy, and we were cleaning our flue every weekend almost, which was crazy. And then we found out that mulberry needs to age about 5 years, so we're not doing that this year. I think, well actually I'm not sure what kind of wood we're getting, but the fact that they are over there tells me this is what we're getting, so I will let you guys know what kind of wood that is. Having wood to burn in your wood stove on a cold winter night is really nice. Getting the wood to bring to your house to be able to do that is another story. So what I am going to do is try to think of something else that I can water bath can along with the apples, so that it's not just 2 jars of, you know, apple butter. I got some prickly pears from my brother-in-law. Maybe I will try to make jam with that, and then we will have several things that I can water bath can. Anyways, yeah, I will definitely share with you guys what I decide to do. I am going to stop. I'm gonna wash dishes, serve dinner, and put my feet up. It is 8 o'clock. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Again, working at our oh, this is a strong onion. Oh, let's just get this onion in here. All right, we're working on our second batch of 21 meals, and we are doing, let's turn this down, we are making cottage pie today. And I kind of did this backwards. I started the meat first instead of the potatoes, and now the potatoes are just sitting there. Turn this down, and then we'll work on the potatoes. When you don't plan accordingly, you have to wing it. Okay, so I am just about out of butter except for what's in my butter dish. So I am going to put a little cream cheese in this in these mashed potatoes. I'm sure that's a thing. I've never done it, and I only have about half a package, but I'm putting it in. Because I am making this today. I am behind in my meals. Okay, let's close that. Still a little warm, so everything can soften and melt. Let's see. Let's put some salt and pepper. I am going to just let the warmth in that pot melt the butter and soften the cream cheese. I put some black pepper and salt in there, but I wanted to come over here and add some garlic to this. And then we'll put some spices. Spices, tomato sauce, broth, a little bit of flour to thicken it, and that's it. It's pretty easy. Okay, I put in salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, and paprika. The mister made some great enchiladas the other night, and he used, oh, here we go. He used most of the, well, yeah, he used most of the tomato paste in that can, and you saw how much I was left with. So I am checking these. I have 2 bottles of ketchup here, and I'm trying to see expiration date. Okay. So this one expires first, so we'll use this one first. And put some ketchup in here in place of tomato paste. It'll just be a little sweeter. I told you guys I am doing this. I don't care if I don't have the traditional ingredients or what I'm used to having. I probably should have put the flour before I did that, but it's done. Let's just put a little flour. A couple of tablespoons. This is to thicken the sauce after I add the broth to it. I am hoping I can get 2 meals, but I don't know. I just jumped in. I didn't think about how much beef I was putting in. This is just part of a package that I bought. I think it had 6 pounds or close to 6 pounds. Okay. Probably need a little bit more than that, but we'll see. And the next thing I'm going to put in is peas and carrots, frozen. Turn the burner up a little bit. Definitely need more broth. Let me go find, actually, I'll wait till the vegetables soften a little bit to decide if I need more liquid or not. This is looking good as is. I won't add anything else. Well, I will taste it just to make sure. I do want to put some more seasoning. Some more paprika, some more salt. Let's see. Okay, I put some more onion powder, black pepper, paprika, and salt. And I am using a different utensil. I was pretty sure I wasn't going to have to put any more. Otherwise, I wouldn't have put that spatula in my mouth. And why not add the rest of this grated Parmesan cheese to this as well. I probably will stir it in. I just use my mixer to whip the potatoes, but I will stir in the Parmesan. I wish that I did not have to. Oh, I can't do this. I wish that I did not have to use this foil container for this, but I have to. I I have plans for my one square baking pan, and so I feel like this is just too deep a pan, but I don't have a lot of options, so I will use this. It'll work, right? Next, I will put the potatoes on. Let's see, do I want to put the potatoes on right now, or do I want to wait for it to cool down a little bit? Because this is going in the freezer. And as I am making this, I am thinking about how I hate to have stuff in the freezer. But I do like to have meals to take out and just defrost. Or if it's something that I can just pop into the Instant Pot, I like having those things handy. But the purpose of these meals is to excuse me, is to have on hand for emergencies. And an emergency could certainly be there's no power. So having this in my freezer, I'm not going to overthink it. I will just go ahead and put the potatoes on there now. Let them cool. Put them in the freezer. And anything that I have that happens to be in the freezer during an emergency where there is no power, I will eat first, right? And these might very well be eaten before there is any such thing, because either I'm tired, I don't feel well, whatever the case may be. I could have whipped these potatoes a little bit more. I see little chunks of potato, but that's okay. Let me just do this other one, and then we will wrap them up. And actually, we'll let them cool quite a bit before we wrap them up to put them away. Okay, so I made sure that this lid was on very tightly, that the sides are pushed down very well, but I still wrapped them in a sheet of foil. And now I'm going to put them in my overflow freezer rather than the chest freezer. Okay, there they are. We are done. Until next week when we start the process all over again. Okay, there they are. We are done. Until next week when we start the process all over again.